Hello people, I am Sky Demolisher and welcome back for part 7 of Valiant Hearts The Great War. This week we will be picking up chapter 2. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Anna was training to be a veterinarian when the war broke out. The Germans were only 20 miles from Paris when she received a letter from her father. He was in good health, but implored her not to return home to Belgium until the war's end. Patience, however, was not one of Anna's strong suits.
I can't say that patience is one of my strong suits either. So for this one, you'll need to go in and get some coal. And the first one you want to go for is not the pigeon right above you with the key, although we will need the key. It's those pigeons on the far side with the watch. That way the watch will fall to the ground. And then for the pigeon here, just try to wait for it to be above the balcony, because if you do it while it's not above the balcony, the key will drop and the bird will go after it and you'll have to redo it until you get the key. Now, normally when you want to go through doors you just press up. You can't go through that door there. It doesn't lead anywhere. And just remember to keep an eye out for collectibles or things that will open collectible item locations. So, these are the collectibles for this week. There's only 4. So as you can see, we've already found 3 of them. Although we haven't picked up the 3rd, we will pick it up in a minute. So we'll just need to look out for the 4th. And the facts for this week: the Germans at the gate, and taxi to Marne. So if you haven't watched previous episodes, I'm not going to read the facts, but hopefully they'll be up long enough for you to pause their videos and actually check them out yourselves. See, there's the watch there, which is kind of weird because like that other building had to be fairly close, but when you're outside it doesn't really line up with anything. So obviously what we're doing is trying to fix up a taxi, and that's the last collectible there. So there you go. That's all the collectibles for this week, or all the ones you need to memorise. Now while we have a tool here with an X, it's not the right tool we need. We need one with a triangle for this and a square for this. So there's a square one. So we'll get the car down. And then this one should work for the triangle. But it's at this point I know that we are missing something. And the thing that we are missing is with the little girl. We need that glass container. So, this is the first of the medicine stuff. I do a really bad job of this stuff. and the game doesn't really explain what it is you need to do. But obviously you need to time it for the beat. Most of the time it's only a single button press, so it will be A, B, X or Y, and you need to correspond the button to the exact beat that that letter or that button lines up with. But now we've got the little glass container. We can get our engine running again. Load up with some shooty boys, which is probably a really horrible way to refer to these people when I call them shooty boys. When we get around to the Warhammer game, they'll undoubtedly be shooter boys. Now this is one that does line up a bit with the music. See what I mean? So as long as you avoid this stuff, you should be okay. Don't do what I'm doing, which is talk while it's going on, because it's really distracting. And some vehicles will chase you across the screen, so be prepared for that. This is kind of like driving in GTA, but you know, without the visuals. See, these guys will chase us. You just need to try to keep out of the wheels. Just tap the sticks to find the right spot. Don't hold the stick long, otherwise you might run into trouble. I don't know if you can knock the guy off, but that's entirely possible. Luckily, we got through that.
September 7th, 1914. Taxis drove all night. Anna was proud to help the soldiers reach the front line. When Anna arrived at her destination, she discovered the horrible truth with her own eyes.
Just if you think that you can note this, you can't. Sometimes we have to face the horrors in front of us. I believe this is the last war that horses were used quite frequently. So, see, this is now adding in the B button. Obviously he has like a broken leg, or a dislocated leg. Now, if you fail those button presses, what will happen is that track will start to get more bloody looking.
7 months went by. Driven by compassion, Anna devoted herself, body and soul, to healing the wounded and the sick. Every life saved was another small victory over the war. The conflict, however, raged on.
So the more bloody that bandage becomes, the worse it is for them. just gives you an idea of where some of those things for the puzzle are going to be. Because this will take multiple puzzle attempts. So we need the saw. The facts for this one: the hecatome or hecatomb, and nurses. And then this shows you the items, just silhouettes. Obviously we've already got the shrapnel shell remnants. So it's at this point that I'm going to warn you, we are going to be sawing this person's leg off. Now, while it might not be super graphic, it might be a little uncomfortable for some people. So, you are warned. At this point, I should hopefully know where to put a skip forward to if you wish to miss it. But, if you're happy to sit there and watch as I do this and perhaps fail, welcome. Let's get into it. Now remember, this is actually the kind of thing that they did. Notice I stuffed that one up. So you'll get that sound. As you get through it a bit better, they will, there's the socks. Yeah, sorry. As you get through it a bit better, what will happen is that line thing will go from quite a bloody look to a not so bad look. It will become clearer is what I mean. So you'll see guys like this that are wounded, you need to treat them. They will try to teach you what it is that they need. So this guy needs water. As we've already established, all we need is a container. We know how to get the water for this guy. So I'll keep going so that this will be a slightly longer video, because we're just on like the 13.5 minute mark now, but I might as well finish what Anna is doing, because none of this is really too complicated. That one's not too bad. You know, when you get a number in a row together, makes it pretty easy to finish off what you're doing. I mean, I think like one of the other good things about this game is that they've added the sort of decimation into the background. Obviously there's a collectible down there, but we'll get to that in a second. We'll just give this guy something that he can use as a crutch. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this turns out to be a German. Just pick that up. And you might be wondering, you know, like, why would you treat somebody that's technically the enemy? I believe that this sort of ties into the Red Cross type thing. Didn't matter what side the person was on, they were still deserving of treatment. Although I'm not entirely sure that's true for history, but that's certainly how they play it in the game. And you'll find with that there tends to be like a rhythm thing, so if you can memorize what the buttons are coming up.
The French officers were talking about Belgium. The
That will
German
help.
army was about to experiment with a new weapon near Ypres, Anna's hometown.
So I'm just going to end it there this week. Just because, like I said, I don't like videos running too long. And this is just on the 17-minute mark now. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope to see you again next week. And until next time, take care of yourselves. Bye.